How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about, in my opinion, the world's dumbest cryptid, the Bunyip. So I'm just going to be a complete hater for this video. I think the Bunyip is probably the most low-efforted cryptid there is out there. Explain why in a second, but first let's do a little background on the Bunyip. What is it exactly? So essentially the Bunyip is from Australia, and it is said to be found in Lake George and Lake Bathurst, I believe is how you pronounce it. It's described to be a very large, hairy, semi-aquatic creature with the head of that of a horse. And the body tends not to be reported because the sightings are most of it of just being in the water, so they aren't really able to tell what the body is. But they do claim that the body is just kind of very, very hairy, right? And the sightings of this creature actually go as early as 1812 from a lot of the Aboriginals from Australia, and who are kind of like live around the area of Lake George and Lake Bathurst, and they actually have a lot of drawings. Not a lot of drawings, but there are some drawings of the Bunyip, and it kind of looks like a really weird hippo-looking creature. But supposedly, this thing kind of hunts like a crocodile, where its head just kind of like sticking out of the water. It slowly likes to creep up on its prey and just kind of blend in with its surroundings. And the things that it likes to eat, typically, well, it likes to eat dogs, kangaroos, women and children, the usual, right? And honestly, the natives themselves don't even know much about this cryptid to begin with, just kind of due to the limited interaction of it. They've only ever described the sightings of this large creature out in the water, and then kind of they theorize what the rest of it could be. And a lot of scientists actually believe this cryptid could have been some creature that's just kind of been fabricated and layered throughout the Aboriginals of history, and this creature could actually got extinct over 50,000 years ago. So, excuse me, there's a bit of a debate on that. But one thing I find really, really dumb, though, about the Bunyip, though, here's where I'm going to start to become a hater. There are so many different forms of it. It is insane. I'm just gonna list off some of the forms of the Bunyip, okay, or what people proclaim what the Bunyip looks like. So I already gave you the other description of it, where it's large, hairy, semi-aquatic, and that with that of the head of a horse. Okay, well, here are some other forms or inspirations taken of the Bunyip. So, hairy horse, as I said. A lot of people say it could be a giant dog. Some people say it's a tentacle monster with one eye, and looking into that eye causes paralysis. Interesting. A snake head with tusk fangs and a thick coat of fur. Some people even just say they're straight up shapeshifters. And then I've seen pictures of ones that look like the hairy octopuses. I've seen one that's kind of like looks like a really weird hairless hyena with 8 eyes and a bit of a longer tail. One that was just like a straight up kangaroo with tusks, and then a lot of them are just kind of like big lizards. Seen some other ones where it's like just them standing up on their hind legs and whatnot. It's just, no one knows what this is, and that's what just kind of really, really bothers me the most about this cryptid, is how can you have a cryptid, okay, that you're trying to proclaim to be a real thing, but no one knows what the fuck it is. Like, and the best case of this is from a man named William Buckley. And William Buckley was a man who escaped from a prison colony in Australia, and when he escaped, he actually joined one of the native tribes, I believe around Lake George or Lake Bathurst, if not just kind of a tribe within Australia. And when he decided to return to society from the tribe, he proclaimed that he's seen the Bunyip is a real creature, yada yada yada, and everyone was like, "Oh, you know much about it? Can you tell us anything about it?" He's like, "Well, actually, I don't know much about it. They're just larger beings than life, They're like these existential creatures." It's like, bro, like, come on. Like, you can't go off saying that you've seen this thing, proclaim for it to be real, but it's like, yeah, I can't really tell you what it looks like, though. That's a little much for me now. And it's just, like, how, and what I really don't understand too is how there's all these different explanations or forms per se of what the Bunyip is, but yet, like, how are you supposed to claim that you found the Bunyip if there's like all these different descriptions of it? Like, there was even a time that I remember watching in a video at one point where they actually found like this really random skull in Australia, and they actually claimed for it to be a Bunyip skull, but then they kind of realized, oh no, this is another creature's skull. But what I find really fucking stupid is in Lauren Coleman's book, you know, Cryptozoology, A to Z, the encyclopedia, he states in it, you know, very clearly, it has the head of that shaped of a horse, but, you know, everyone else decides to give it, you know, one eye, or a snake with fangs, or an octopus, or just a kangaroo, just the most random bullshit you can think of. But no. So I just don't understand how you got the natives. They're just like, yeah, no. Oh yeah, there's a picture too that the natives drew of the Bunyip. You know, the people that you're getting most of the information from about the Bunyip, and you're just gonna sit there and go, no. One-eyed tentacle monster that causes paralysis. That makes more sense. So I just really don't understand how you can have any concrete evidence for the Bunyip if you're just gonna ignore the current evidence that there is. And then it also kind of annoys me too, because it comes from a place that other cryptids have been seen at too. Like, if I'm not mistaken, the Bunyip comes from it comes from Lake George and Lake Bathurst, and I believe Lake George and Lake Bathurst is home to other cryptids, like I believe some sort of alien big cats, I believe it says in Lauren Coleman's book. Hang on. Yeah, alien big cats, the Yowie, and the Queensland tiger. Now, I believe Yowies, I haven't done much research on them. I might do a whole video about them just because of the fact I don't know much about them. But Yowies, I believe, actually have some sort of evidence backed up on them. I don't know. Queensland tiger definitely has some evidence to back that up. But alien big cats, okay, that's a little excessive, but still. But how are you gonna? But it's just, I don't know. I just don't understand how you, like, just really just seems like a fabricated cryptid to me in a way. It's kind of like, how do we make this real? Well, we have other cryptid species that are around this area, so why don't we just, like, I don't know. Like, my theory is somehow this just became a very bullshit tale. I don't really know what the true evidence from the Aboriginals is per se. I never really looked into it that deeply. There could be, right? But I think the term Bunyip has more turned into phrases like, oh, mysterious creature, it's a Bunyip. Because sometimes I've seen pictures of what's supposed to be a Bunyip that just looks like a saber-toothed tiger. Like, it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. And then I find it really stupid that it's like, oh, it feeds on women and children. Like, piss off. Like, oh my god, man. Oh my god. It just, ugh. And then again, then to the people who believe that they're shapeshifters, fuck you. If these were shapeshifters, why the hell would they shapeshift into some random ass thing just to live in the bayous of Australia? Maybe if they were shapeshifters, you know, they'd want to shapeshift into the dominant species of the planet. So, like, I don't know, maybe a fucking human. I don't know. It's just a thought. I'm really passionate about this. My apologies for the vulgar language. But no, honestly, this is just gonna be a short video. That's gonna be it for today. Feel free to like and subscribe and leave a comment if you do. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you kindly. Also, one quick thing I'd like to add. So you know how it's said to have the head of a horse, and it hunts like a crocodile, and the body of which has never really been seen because all the sightings of it have been in the water. Have you guys ever thought to have thought that maybe these Aboriginals are just seeing, I don't know, a crocodile? Like, I mean, I'm not from Australia, but there's this guy called Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter. Kind of did that for a hobby. But yeah, anyways, this is the true goodbye now.